What's up, y'all? I'm back up in here with y'all one more again. YHWH, LNRWY, your will be done. Well, I'm back up in here one more again, and I came in to talk to you. I just want to give you a little bit of understanding of who YHWH is and why I keep coming up in here. I really don't know, but YHWH by his will has me up in here telling you everything I know, hopefully so you'll take it and run with it, apply it to your life and be the chosen people that you are. Children. Now let me start this off by keeping it real 100 with you. 100, that's a new thing, 100. I is not nobody, you understand me? I am nobody. I am just a pile of dust that YHWH took pity on and blew some breath on and gave me the breath of life, and I am so thankful to YHWH for that. Now I done come up in here because it's not like I want to be here. I open my mouth and I promise YHWH his will be done, and whatever he asks me to do, I will do it, and here I is again. Now I've been looking around and listening to everything going on in the world, and I've been looking at some of the things people are saying, and I think that this case, this here, all that we've been doing, we done identified Israel, we done identified the daughters of Zion, and now I think it's time for me to break it on down and make a case for the commandments. This is a case for the commandments. Everybody running around here talking about we got this new covenant, and you ain't got to follow the law, and the law is dead. Really, children? Let me ask you a question here now, right? And listen to me all the way. See if this makes sense to you. The people that broke you down, tore down your nation, destroyed who you are, lied to you for generations, helped to spread you across the country, punish you well beyond what YHWH said they could. They the ones told you ain't got to follow the commandments, and they the ones saying it's a new covenant. Why do you believe them? Think about it. If somebody stood up and lied to you 40 ways from Sunday, and then they tell you one little thing that you just kind of agree with because you think it make your life easy, why would you listen to that dumb? Do that make any sense to y'all? No. It don't make no sense whatsoever. And I don't understand why y'all taking that and running with it. So some little heathen done told you ain't got to follow the commandments. You know why they tell you that? I tell you why they telling you that. They telling you that because as long as your little silly tail listening to them and don't follow the commandments, they heaven get to stay here. And ours don't come. Do you understand me? Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Think about it. These the same folk that fed you that line, the story that Jesus is the Messiah. And that ain't nothing but that old Pope's dead son that they done forced on the whole world. That's a whole deception. And if you don't wake up from that, you are lost, my children. But I want you to understand, these same folk that sat up and said that you are not the Israelites, that you are not the children of YHWH, that you are just slaves forever. You ain't never been nothing more than a slave. You ain't never gonna be nothing more than a slave, and lied to you and said that your people was cursed to be slaves forever. And that is not what the word said. It was not. They done lied to us for generations, and you actually gonna sit up and believe these little bum-bums running around here talking about, well, you ain't got to follow the law because it's a new covenant and we are a part of it. Let me ask you this. Just keep it real. If I took you And I stripped you of everything you held dear, everything you held valuable, your mind, your peace of mind, your everything that you own, and I took it from you. And I gave it back to you little by little bitty pieces, but I never gave you everything I stole from you see? And then I tell you, well, you know, that diamond ring that your mama had is mine. And I ain't gonna give it to you. 'Cause it never belonged to you. I took it from her, not from you. So you're not entitled to it. Even though it belonged to your mama, your grandmama, your great-grandmama, your great-great-great-grandmama. But just because I killed your mama and I took it from her, you ain't entitled to it. That's what these folks have done. That's exactly what they done. They done killed your grandma, your great-grandma, your grandpa, your great-grandma, raped your mama, drugged her through the mud, beat her up, whipped her all down the back. They set up all these policies here to get your daddy out the house and make it hard for you to be a family. And then they built this whole everything off of your ancestors' back. And they know who you are. And they still won't admit it. Right to this very day, they will not admit who you are. No matter how much proof you got and you throw it in their face, they just look at you like you're stupid. You the dum-dum, because you ain't supposed to be smart enough to go look up in your own history and find out who in the devil you are. And then when you find out who you are and you confront them with it, well, it don't matter. I don't see color. Well, you sure saw color when you was tearing up the world before you got here. When you was tearing up everything that was set up for us and by us, when you was tearing it up and taking credit for it for your own, you sure had a whole lot to do with that. What about the weeping willow trees all along the Mississippi River? And the ones in Madagascar, that every single one of them trees is a representation of a dead brown or caramel person. And you're going to listen to these folks that did this, these folks who now are so ashamed of what they have done to our people, don't even want to tell their kids about it because they don't want their little children to have inferiority complexes or feel bad about the horrible things that their parents and grandparents done to our people. You ain't supposed to talk about it. But let me tell you something. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to throw it in the face. I'm going to be here. I am a daughter of Zion. It is my job to tell it like it is. And I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it all. Y'all thought y'all got rid of all of us with this experiment y'all done here. But some of us, as a matter of fact, a lot of us is a whole lot smarter than you think. We are not 1/3 of a human being. We exceed humanity by your definitions. So I'm going to break this on there. We're going to have today, I didn't mean to come up in here and just be all mad and angry. And I'm really not trying to be mad. I'm trying to understand this because it makes no sense to me. For an entire generation of individuals, maybe it's because y'all didn't live through it. And you didn't see how they done your grandma and your grandpa. You weren't around when we couldn't go in the front door of buildings. You wasn't around when we couldn't drink out of certain water fountains. You wasn't around when they was coming and snatching folks out their house in the middle of the night with sheets on their heads, running around killing and hanging and slinging and raping folks and burning their houses down. But let me tell you something, I was here. And I'm gonna tell it. Because you know what? Even though all those horrible, horrible things was done to our people, it was done by the direct will of YHWH. See, we was being chastised for our disobedience. Our disobedience to what? Our disobedience, our refusal to follow these here commandments. And a lot of y'all know this is the fourth and final time of captivity. So if we don't turn our heads around and get them out of our rumps and listening to these heathens that it say we ain't supposed to listen to, no way. And we don't do what YAHWH said we supposed to do, which is follow his commandments. During this time, when he lead us out of captivity, them of y'all that's refusing to accept and face and acknowledge the fact that you are the children of Israel or YAHserall, and you refuse to follow the directions of your Abba, you ain't gonna just be left here with the heathens. You gonna get burnt up with them. And I hate to be so blunt. I hate to just break it down and hurt your feelings, but I'm telling you this for your own good. You have got to wake up and stop listening to these heathen telling you what your daddy say. See, that's one of the things I was talking about, that Bible. You know, I'm telling you in that video about how that Bible is not a religious book. It's a family history. Now imagine that. All them directions in there. That's like your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy telling you what is good and what ain't good. He done left you a manuscript that teaches you how to live a good, long, joyful life. But we so hard-headed and we so whoremongering. That's the word for it, whoremongering. That's when you go around and you follow other gods. And you do what they say. And you follow their rules. You know, that's just like this Easter, a.k.a. Ishtar, New Year's, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all of these things, every last one of them holidays got something behind it that harmed or destroyed or killed our people. But we the first one running up into the store to get the lights and all the boxes and stuff. We the first one dipping them eggs and got them all over the yard. We even so silly we got bunnies in the house. Really? When did we get here and why? You know, I remember being a little girl, and you know, when I was a little girl, the black community, we didn't mingle with these folks like this here, like we do now. And I'm not beating y'all up, y'all just mingled up. Hey, it is what it is. But what I am saying is, we did not follow all of these traditions and things. I don't believe my family had actually a Christmas tree until I was 9 or 10 years old. We wasn't participating in that there. Because that wasn't our culture. You know? And you know, y'all younger ones, y'all look around and you say, oh, they appropriating the culture. They appropriating the culture. Let me tell you something. They not only have appropriated our culture, they trying to assimilate us into theirs. And y'all is letting it happen. Y'all running around here talking about you ain't got to follow the commandments because, who told you that? Where do it say that at? Huh? Somebody, please. Tell me where it say that at. Where do it say that at in the Bible? Because you know, but when I look in this Bible, it's so many different versions about following the commandments. There's so many of them. It's hundreds of them. Matter of fact, and you know, some of y'all be sitting up with, you know, that was in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is before the New Testament. It's so much stuff going on. Let me tell you something. They tell you, blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates of the city. And that's Revelation 22:14. So we ain't got to keep the commandments. Why is it talking about it all the way to the end, from the beginning to the end of all of our scriptures that say keep the commandments? I'm going to keep on going. We're going to go back. Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of YAHWH and the faith of YAHUSHUA. I'm just going to keep on flipping. John 2:4. And he that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So what did that mean right there? 1 John 2 and 2 verse 4. What did that mean right there? He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. So does that mean that all of y'all that's refusing to keep the commandments is liars and the truth ain't in you? And that's why you spreading that around. You want everybody else to go ahead with you? I mean, come on, somebody tell me this. I need to know. Because you know what? We are going to perish if we don't get this together. But then it say in Ecclesiastes 8:5, it say, whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. I mean, come on now. Every time, everywhere you look around, it say, the commandments. The commandments occurred 22 times in the Bible. The commandments. It's so much we need to wake up from. We have been so caught up in all of this foolishness, doing what everybody else is doing. We need to quit it. We are supposed to be a peculiar people, and a peculiar people have peculiar rules, don't they? And what is so awful about keeping the commandments? I mean, come on now, for real. Break it on down. I'm going to tell you, I'm about to go right back into these books, and I want you to tell me what is the problem with them. Because I don't get it. I mean, what is so difficult about keeping the commandments? If deep down in your heart, in the middle of your soul, you are a good person, what is the big deal to do right? To do what you're supposed to do? Why is, as I have been told on multiple occasions, the commandments are dead, the law is dead? That is just plain crazy. I mean, come on now. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Who you want to have before Yahuwah? Who is more powerful? Who is more creative? Who is more magnificent, omnipotent, and awesome than Yahuwah? If you could name somebody, I tell you a lie. There is nothing and no one greater than the Most High Elohim of YAHserall. So you better let that one go. Ding, ding, sound like something good to follow, right? It says, and thou shalt not make thee any graven image or likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters beneath the earth. So what is wrong with that? What's wrong with not making little creatures and ugly little things, the images and stuff? What's wrong with that? What is wrong with it? Yahuwah said don't do it, then why we got to do it? What's the big problem here? Then it said, y'all shall not bow yourself down to them, nor serve them. For the Lord Yahuwah, for Yahuwah thy Elohim, is a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So, what's wrong with not bowing down to anything other than the most supreme being ever? Why would you want to bow down to anybody that's less than Yahuwah? What's wrong with you? Why is that dead? What is the problem? I mean, can somebody please tell me? If you know, put it in the comment section, because I need to know that. Now, and he said, thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah thy Elohim in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that takes his name in vain. Now, why would you want to do that? I mean, what sense did that make? Are you just that big, that bold, that bad that you can't not disparage the name of the most awesome and amazing being that ever was and is to be? Somebody tell me that. Answer me. Put in the comment sections if you that bad. It says, you should keep the Sabbath day and sanctify it, as Yahuwah thy Elohim hath commanded thee. 6 days thou shalt labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of YAHWH thy Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy ox or thy ass. I can't just say that again. That's funny. Nor any of thy cattle or thy stranger that is within thy gates, that thy manservant and thy maidservant may rest as well as thou. Well, what's wrong with taking Saturday off? I mean, come on, you know we all need a day off. What is wrong with making sure that day is the Sabbath day? The one day you've been told to sit your little honey down somewhere and do nothing and relax. What is wrong with that? I mean, somebody come on and tell me something. Am I crazy? Am I the only one that can see the value in that? Yeah. I mean, it's like, my goodness. They say, honor your father and your mother as YAHWH thy Elohim have commanded thee, that thy days may be prolonged and that it may go well with thee in the land which YAHWH thy Elohim has given you. Now you tell me, don't none of us honor our mother. What's wrong with honoring your parents? Making sure they all right. How hard is that? We do it every day anyway. I mean, that's following the commandments. So what, we supposed to stop honoring our parents as long as they live? Because certain little high-headed nuggets is claiming that the commandments is there. We ain't supposed to do that. I don't know for sure if those of y'all that's running around talking about the law is dead even know what the law is. Because if you did, you'd be saying to yourself, why are we fighting against this? This is all good for us. Just say it. It said thou shalt not kill. What, you want to kill somebody? You want to go around killing folk? Neither shall thou commit adultery. What really? That's self-explanatory right there. Everybody gonna go around cheating on everybody else. Really? So you can't not commit adultery because the law is dead. Do you understand what you're saying? When you say that the law is dead, the exact opposite of these things, you're inviting them into your life. You're just asking them to come on over there and tear you up. You know, it just kills me. They said thou shalt not steal. So what? Because the law is dead, where everybody's supposed to steal from everybody, you ain't supposed to have none of your own? I mean, come on, really? Y'all the ones said that the law is dead, but neither shall thou bear false witness against thy neighbor. So everybody's supposed to run around lying on everybody because the law is dead. Neither shall thou desire thy neighbor's wife. Neither shall thou covet thy neighbor's house, his field, or his manservants, or his maidservants, his ox, or his ass, or anything that is thy neighbor's. Now come on, look back at all 10 of them little things there. All of them simple, very simple laws. You ain't got to jump through no hoops. Matter of fact, it even give you some time to sit down and rest and ruminate and relax your mind. Why is it dead? I mean, this is a case for the commandments. I mean, explain to me. Just explain it to me. What is so awful and so hard that you just got to throw your hands up and run around and say, the law is dead, we ain't got to follow the law? Do you not know that YAHWH is not playing with us? He done said so many different kind of ways that if you don't follow the commandments, he gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just amazing to me. I mean, even Abraham, let's say right there in Genesis 26:5, because that Abraham obeyed my voice, kept my charge, my commandments and statutes and laws. Yeah. There's so many different ways that we can work and get ourselves in a better position so that when YAHWH come, we are ready. Stop playing. Stop running around here listening to these little heathen, little dum-dum telling you ain't got to follow the commandments. That's just like driving. If you on the freeway and you driving and you doing you just because some little dum-dum don't know no better, they ain't got no connection with your car, decide to tell you that you ain't got to follow the speed limit. You ain't got to follow the speed limit because the law is dead. It's the same thing. We are not the same people. We have differences in our skulls. We have differences in our chemical makeup. Why you think they treat our women so bad when we go to have children? It ain't 'cause we pretty. It's because in their minds we can tolerate more pain because they have made our people to suffer for so long. They have no sympathy for us. They have experimented on us, pushed us out, picked us up, lynched us, killed us, raped us, used our children as bait for crocodiles. Why would you listen to them? It took me a long time to stop listening to them and to recognize and realize that, you know what, some of them is all right. They good people. They got beautiful hearts. You know what I'm saying? They're just wonderful people. But some of them, they know exactly what kind of devilment they are and what hell they came out of. And a lot of them, we want to push them right back down off in that hole. But you know that's not our place. That's YAHSR's place. And he's going to do it just as quicker and better and in every way than we ever could. But let me tell you something, if you don't get your little tiny and your little tissues together and get your minds right and where they supposed to be, he gonna come here and we ain't gonna see him. He gonna come here as a thief in the night, and you gonna wake up and you gonna look for your spiritual mentor, or that one person that you just know is good. If they disappear, it's over with and they gonna be gone. And the only thing gonna be left where they was standing there is a piece of paper that written on it gonna say the commandments wasn't dead. Wake up, children. Stop being fooled. Stop listening to these heathen. They do not have your best interest at heart. You can tell that right today. You look around on the TV, you look at the internet. How disparaging is it to look on the television and you don't even see nobody that look like you, and the one that you do see that look like you is the one that's broke, toe down, ain't got nothing, ain't going nowhere, or they got something but they about to mess it up and they gonna lose it all. Think about it. It don't seem to matter which way you turn. Our people being portrayed by the general populace or the general media, we are disparaged, we are put down, we are made a mockery of. And you know why? I'm going to tell you why. It's because we're rebellious. It's because just like I have been talking about, we don't follow the commandments. We don't hold them near and dear and keep them to our hearts. And the sad thing about it is they simple. It's not a burden to keep the commandments. It's a joy. Let me tell you something. When I wake up on that Saturday morning on that Sabbath day, you know that a smile come across my face. I stretch out, roll over, and go on and pray. And I enjoy my time with YAHSRall. And yeah, it was hard at first. You know, I had to push some people off, get them out of my face. Hey, it's a Sabbath day. I'm going to rest today, so please don't bother me. Don't be upset if I don't answer your phone call, because this is my time with my Creator. You just got to put your foot down and go on and do it. It is not hard. How many of us sleep till 1, 2, 3 o'clock on Saturday anyway? That's your inner spirit. That's your subconscious mind attempting to follow the commandments without your cooperation. YAHSRall made us this way. And if you stop and you rest on the Sabbath, honey, let me tell you something. You wake up and it feels so much better. You feel refreshed. The kind of rest that you just don't get no more without taking something. Good old solid night's sleep. Now look here, I ain't come up in here to fuss at you because, like I done told you many times before, I am no preacher. I ain't no teacher. I ain't no moral. I ain't no evangelist. None of that. I am not nobody. I am just an elder of YAHserall who cares about you. I want to see you succeed in the most important way, which is spiritually. Because this world is passing away. It is almost over. Its foundations have been rocking and shaking for the last couple of years, and y'all know it. Since about 2017, when people started hearing the shofar all over the world and didn't know what it was. What is that sound? Ooh, what is that sound? It was a shofar. It was a trumpet. And we done heard them 3 more times since then. All over the world, in all these strange places, people complaining about the sound. They don't know what it is. It is the trumpet. It is shofar. It is the trumpet of YAHWH. He been calling us. And I think that his patience is about worn out with us. That's why this is the last captivity. You see, at the end of this here, we going home. We gonna get right on that King's Highway and walk our little tushy behinds right and dance all the way to Jerusalem and bow before YAHWH as he passes judgment on us first. For judgment begins at the house of Judah. And who are the house of Judah? All the sleeping Negros right here in the good old USA. Tribe of Judah and tribe of Benjamin is right here on this soil. And that's why they've been so hard on us in particular, because we are the royal house of Israel. And they hate that. They've been trying to wipe us out. They done experimented on us with syphilis and Agent Orange and nuclear weapons and everything else with uninformed consent. Tuskegee, Aaron, everything, they done experiment because they trying to kill us. They're trying to wipe out the world line, but it's just too many of us. See, it's 10 more tribes. But them 10 tribes, they wasn't sent here. Because, see, Judah and Benjamin in particular, we sinned so badly. Our people are the ones that was a whoremongering and going after these other nations and serving other gods and throwing it in YAHWH's face. That's why we got the worst part of it. See, slavery is nothing new. It ain't new. And it's not something that's exclusive to our people, but the atrocities of it, the level of ferociousness with which they intended to destroy and attempted to destroy us here in this particular country was more fierce than the others. Why? Because they know they got the royal house here. They don't know who we are. They don't know each one individually, but they know we're here. And YAHWH has kept us hidden all this time. I was looking at something, and I was in Revelation where it talks about the 144,000. It talks about how, a lot of people have it confused, I think. A lot of people have it confused. They think that 144,000 will be saved because it say, you got the 144,000 who will be sealed and blah, 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 blah. But you know what I really believe? After reading some of them other hidden scriptures, what it say is, if you put it all together, is that 144,000 are not the only ones that will be saved, but they are the ones that will do exploits in the name of YAHWH. See, that right there is a little bit of a different story, ain't it? See, there's so much stuff that lied to us and edited out and rearranged so that they could act like they're the authority on our writings. So I want to encourage every last one of y'all. Look, you get out there, you pick up that book, you read it. Find something, and when you're looking for them books, look for them books that was written in the 1500s, the 1400s, the 1300s, because everything from about the 1600s to today, they done messed up and mixed it up and edited it up, and they ain't telling the truth in there. They doing everything they can to hide who you are from, because you know why? I tell you what, because the minute that we all wake up and we all go back to these commandments and turn back to YHWH gonna come here and tear it up, and they know it. They know it. Now that's what they keeping you distracted from. See, we got to stop playing their game. You know, people can only talk to you as long as you can respond, long as you responding or listening. But as soon as you show you ain't listening and you ain't responding, they talking does just fall on deaf ears. And that's what we need to do. We need to stop listening to these heathen. Take our own books back. Determine who we are, because everything on this planet moves based on the sleeping state or awakened state of YAHserall. Every prophecy is written about or to YAHserall. And as long as YAHserall is asleep, we are trapped children. And the way for us to wake up is return to the Torah, which is these commandments here. So those of y'all that's running around talking about the commandments dead, I want you to tell me why. And who told you they was? And where do it say that in the word? Show me. Show me. Because if I'm wrong, YAHWH, I'm wrong. I will admit I'm wrong. But I believe I'm right on this particular case for the commandments. I plead with you, my brothers and sisters, to return to the commandments. They're simple. They don't take hardly nothing. Come on now. And what do you have to lose? But then again, what do you have to gain? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid of a positive future where you can actually rule yourself and not have to fear for your children, not have to fear for your own life every time you step out the door? Come on. I'm ready to go, and I'm waiting on y'all. So I need y'all to get it together. I want to encourage you to return to the commandments. If you don't return to them, just look at them for real and see if you already ain't doing it. Because you most likely are. You're just not acknowledging it verbally. Because in your mind, you too bad to do the commandments. You too big to do the commandments. You ain't got to do it. And I'm not even knowing most of y'all is already following them and don't even know it. And the only problem that you have is you need to confess with your mouth to YAHWH that you are and will continue to follow him. Come on, help me out here. Don't make me come through this computer here. Now look here, I got to tell you, I am not nobody. Nobody at all. I am nobody. I don't mean nothing. I'm just a little piece of breath that keep coming buzzing in your ear because I want to wake you up and I want our time to come. And y'all know we got next here. So stop falling asleep. Wake up, YAHserall. Awaken Zion. Get it together, children. Come on now. I hope you enjoyed this late night rambling with YAHWH. YHWH, your will be done. Waken your children, YAHWH. We need you. We need you. Time grows so short. I pray you enjoyed this late night rambling with YAHWH. YHWH, your will be done.